Greetings, music lovers, and welcome to episode 5 of The Music Bin. You're probably thinking, Doug, you're kind of overdressed. I mean, you're in isolation at home. What's up with the jacket and the nice shirt? I always dress up when I enter a house of worship. I like to show respect. And today, we're going to cover the 5-decade, groundbreaking, genre-busting musical legacy of the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. And I'm probably biased, but for my money, I'll take LaShera Moore any day of the week to perform the music and play the part of Aretha Franklin. And you're going to meet LaShera momentarily, along with her very close friend and mine, Chris Forte, who's music director of Soul Bliss, and he's operations manager of Soundtracks of a Generation. So, my question to you, my friends, if you're with me, sorry, are you ready to go to church? You better think, baby. Woo! That is the most memorable song, actually the most memorable scene from the entire movie, the 1980 movie, The Blues Brothers. Hi, LaShera.
Hi, Doug. How are you, honey?
I'm good. Chris, how you doing, man?
Hey, always smooth, never better. How are you guys?
Always smooth.
Good. Staying
I'm doing
warm.
pandemic good, which means kind of okay.
Yeah.
About the same.
Well, I figured it'd be apropos to kind of have like because I said we were going to be going to church.
Wow.
Because when you're listening to Aretha's music, I just always feel like I'm going to church. But I'm looking at this and myself in the jacket, and I'm looking more like Bernie Sanders, actually.
No, you didn't.
Okay, all right, okay, all right. I'm cool. So
I love it.
so LaShera, so what's your first recollection of the Queen of Soul?
Ooh, well, with Aretha. Well, I'm an 80s baby, so I didn't know much about the Blues Brothers until like later.
Uh,
But as I want to say about like 8 or 9, and it's a school night, and I would stay up late at night. I didn't care what time it was. And they would show all these like paid program commercials, and one of them was like, if you want to buy these greatest hits of all these greatest songs that was done by these greatest artists, tune in and buy it. And then they would show all these different artists from the Temptations and Supreme and Ray Charles. And then this one lady just popped up singing Rock Steady. I'm like, who's that? And so when, they'll show credits and they'll say Rock Steady, Aretha Franklin. And I'm like, I want to be her. I want to be her.
Today she'd be singing Who's Zooming Who.
Good one, Chris.
What's the other one? What's the other one that's in the Soul Bliss set list, Chris, that you guys do? Because I know you do Think, and I know you do Rock Steady. What's your favorite tune that you do, Chris? What do you think is the best one?
I mean, I probably have two favorites. I'm a big fan of Spanish Harlem just because I wasn't super hip to that one. But when we were putting together the set list, I really, really loved the arrangement on it. And it's so kind of not typical Aretha, but so right on the money. And then, it's hard to say. I'm a big fan of Freeway of Love. Did we do Freeway of Love? We did, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
I don't want to say something we didn't play, but I think Freeway of Love was pretty cool because similar to LaShera in the 80s, I remember when that song came on Friday night videos and whatnot, and it was just like there's a vibe to it, I love the traditional stuff too. I mean, Think, I played that with LaShera so many times. I think Think is probably at the top of my the tunes I love.
Let's go back. When did you guys meet? How long have you guys been playing together?
Oh, a while.
It could.
We don't want to reveal any ages, I guess.
When did you graduate?
I graduated 2012.
Going on 9 years then.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I mean, we met before that because LaShera was a student at Columbia and I was teaching there. Although I never really had her for classes or whatnot. But
I don't play guitar like you now.
yeah, LaShera was the most popular person in the whole music department for sure while she was there.
No
So I
doubt.
knew her. And then she did a senior recital before she graduated and she posted it. And I watched it in parts and I literally had tears running down my face watching it because it was so good. And I saw her in the hallway and I said, and I didn't have anything in mind. I just looked at her. I said, LaShera, God shines his light through you. And that was kind of how that started us almost playing together. And actually, that did really start us playing together because I pitched it to her at that point. Why don't you sing with my band, probably?
Wow. So LaShera,
Yes, dear.
where'd you go to church? Because you learned to sing. Did you learn to sing in church? Is that where you
That
learned?
I did. I grew up in church.
Yeah, no doubt.
I did. Just singing in church choirs, the youth choir, then the adult choir.
In Chicago.
Of course, born and raised.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And I used to be a choir director in church. So,
Okay.
and it kind of runs in my family because my sister sings, my mama sings. So
Yeah.
my brother tries to sing, but can't carry a tune, which you're not gonna get into that.
No, I would expect him to be kind of like an Otis Redding, maybe.
No.
Aretha, he'd be Otis Redding. Yeah, giving the family all the respect.
Yeah. So
Pun intended. What do you listen to? What do you listen to today, LaShera?
right now, Jill Scott. I listen to Erykah Badu. Bruno is, grasping me a bit. Then there's Pink and Lizzo.
Okay, all right. Chris, now you've been playing guitar a long time. In fact, tell us a little bit about how you toured, because you several years before marriage and a family. You were out on the road, man, and you were out on the road and you were young.
Yeah, we traveled. I played a lot with Sam Cockrell in the Groove, and at the time we were playing. We probably traveled to at least 26 or 27 different states. We'd go down to Tennessee a lot. We'd go to Maryland frequently, Virginia. We just played all over the Midwest. We played out in Colorado a couple times and played the New England area. And it was like we had regular gigs in Chicago. So we would go on the road for 3 or 4 days if we were staying in the States, but we went to Canada probably 2 or 3 times a year, and we'd be in Canada for about 4 weeks or so at a time. So actually, when I met my wife, I was still going to Canada regularly and touring
Yeah.
and whatnot, but I kind of left Sam's band maybe a year or two before we got married.
Okay.
And I
Do
don't
you
know.
play any instruments besides? I'm asking a loaded question. I know you play keys at least. Are there any other instruments that you play besides guitar and keyboard?
I mean, I played 7 years of classical piano before I ever touched a guitar. So I played classical piano, and at the time I was rated in the state for my age group. I had a very prolific teacher who had me involved in a lot of competitions and stuff.
Mhm.
But I quit that and I took up guitar. And guitar, I kind of went the opposite approach. I was writing songs and learning blues and stuff like that, and didn't have the same kind of formal classical training in that way. But
Mhm.
in addition, I play some bass. I taught a jazz band for about 9 years. Never had a bass player, so I played bass with that group. And I played in the show Tony and Tina's Wedding in Chicago for a while.
That's
And
right.
they found themselves without a bass player, on more than one occasion. But at that time, I was really just playing with a pick and a wah-wah pedal and trying to be a guitar player with 4 strings. But mainly I play, keys, guitar, and bass. But I mean,
Okay.
guitar I've been playing for about 32 years now, so that's my main thing.
So LaShera, I know you were in a couple of musicals.
Mhm.
Did you take drama classes also at Columbia and in high school and all of that? And then because you hit the musical scene here in Chicago at
Yeah.
theaters for a couple of years. In fact, when I first
Uh,
met you.
Actually, I did more drama classes in this after school program that I attended, which is Gallery 37.
Okay.
And they had like programs where they had vocal arts and musical theater and dance. So I basically got my training from there.
Okay.
Mhm.
What was your
And
first professional musical?
which one?
Oh, which one? What was your first?
Well, with
I know you did
Gallery,
Hairspray. I saw you do Hairspray.
well, thank you. Yes, I remember.
That was great.
Thank you. I forgot about Hairspray.
What was your first professional musical?
Uh, After that, I did Violet. I
Okay.
did Violet at the Den Theater under the Griffin Theater Company.
Hmm. Okay.
And I played a couple of characters where one of them I played like a hotel manager, and I got to slap somebody on that show. That was fun.
That always feels good. That's cathartic.
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. And then I play some church, lead singer, of course, which is fitting because church is in my blood. So there you go.
Absolutely.
Amen. Won't he do it? And so
Yeah. What was it at the Paramount? You did a show at the Paramount.
I
Which one?
did. That would be Legally Blonde.
You did Legally Blonde. I
Yeah.
knew that. That's right. I did not see that one. Unfortunately, I wanted to and I didn't.
I know, but somebody did.
I saw it. It was fantastic.
There you go. So Chris, you just follow her wherever she goes, right? Wherever she's performing.
Yeah, I think it's a mutual thing. I don't know. LaShera and I just kind of tied together and the gigs came. I don't know. It's interesting. She sang with my band, and then we
Yeah.
started doing a bunch of duo work.
Mhm.
I mean, COVID cleaned all that stuff out, but we're
Right.
doing the best we can. But
Man, brutal.
we've had the chance to work together, and I certainly would be your hugest supporter and fan. That's not a relative or married to her.
Hey,
Same here.
what would be your favorite genre to play, Chris? I mean, you play blues. I know you
Oh,
play
my God.
blues. You can do soul and R&B, obviously, and rock and roll. I've heard you
Yeah.
do that. What's your
You know,
favorite genre?
I just love playing guitar. I mean, honestly, it sounds silly, but I don't know that I have a favorite genre. When I was younger, I was all about playing originals,
Mhm.
and then once I was playing for money and whatnot. You know, you don't play originals for money.
Yeah.
But I think if I had to pick one, I would love to be with like an original act that was, you know, getting some juice and playing on the radio and doing stuff like that. But what style it would be, I don't know. I think that's probably one of the reasons that LaShera and I have connected so well, is we both do so much, you know, stylistically different, and we do it well. I mean, I'm not trying to pat ourselves on the back, but I think we both do it authentically, and that could almost be to a detriment sometimes for somebody, because you think of somebody that's an artist, they have a defined vision as to what they are. And once somebody defined me as being one type of player, like a blues player or a rock player or whatever it was, I wanted to show them that I wasn't just that.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Right.
and I just love to play guitar. I mean, you put me in front of an audience with a guitar in my hand, I don't really care what I'm playing.
That's
Well,
true.
Our little music bin theme, in and out. Chris just, I called him one day and I said, Chris, I said, you know, we need like a theme song, you know, so just come up with something. Like 45 minutes later, he goes, how about the I said, yeah. It was, I said,
It's
perfect.
stuck in my head too.
I know it's great.
Man.
It's great.
I'm
He's
like,
never-
and this
he's
is like a
incredible.
good way. It's like a good little segue. Say, and welcome to the Chris Forte Show.
Well, I have to laugh because in my mind I was thinking I was going to put something rocking, down, you know, like do something with some distortion and whatnot. And then I don't know. I think we were in the car going somewhere as a family, and I literally wrote that tune in my head. I was just like, "Oh man, I can feel this thing." And yeah, I plugged in the guitar until it felt good, and then I plugged in the MIDI keyboard and added the other instruments. And
Well, you've played it. You've done some stuff, original stuff, and you've put it to video, like some of that serene stuff. What was the one thing you did this past summer?
it's
Oh,
called
yeah.
Searching. Yeah,
He took some
Searching.
video. Did you see that, LaShera?
I
He took some
did.
video of a stream in their backyard and just played guitar to it. It was just, oh man, it was so soothing.
Like
And-
something you can sit back and drink your wine. There you go.
yeah. Oh yeah. Or I even felt like doing a like a pina colada, you know, because I kind of
There
felt
you
like
go.
I felt like it was kind of something like I was here.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
No, you.
Okay. There you go.
Absolutely.
There's my pina colada.
Exactly. Give me a margarita. I'll be all right.
Little margarita. Chris, a Corona. Put the guitar down. Give me a Corona. Hey, speaking of family and stuff on Chris's side, LaShera, you were just recently married, were you not?
That is true.
Yeah,
Oh, about
congratulations.
over a year now. Thank you.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
Dushan part of the reason that you can remain kind of pumped up during the pandemic? Because I tell you what, this is a
Oh my
depressing time for
God.
those of us who
You
enjoy
have
playing
no
out.
idea how much I'm blessed
Yeah,
to have him around. He kept me sane throughout
yeah.
all of it. Got me doing the Michael Jackson experience, and I'm like, here we go. Just dancing through it. Here we go. But no, he's, you know, like Chris, he's my support guy. But here, Sean's my guy.
There you go. I know that as we were getting ready, Chris had to go get a microphone, and when he stepped out, his son Owen jumped in the seat.
Yeah.
And
And I'm
I
like,
said,
what is this? Like Back to the Future? What happened?
"Hey."
That is Back to the Future.
And so you got a family which is very supportive, of course, of you, and we all need that. Musicians and anybody, and you know, the actors, anybody that's in a job that's where it's not happening right now.
Yeah.
You know, and people especially in our ilk, certainly are suffering from all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, I was leading towards something to ask you a question, but I know. Are you a gearhead? No, I thought of that because I think he's
question,
going to get a microphone, and he's got guitars and stuff. How many guitars do you own?
Oh boy.
I mean, I own, let's say 9.5 guitars. I have 9 guitars, and then I have what they call a mini Taylor that I really bought so that my kids could learn if they want. It's just a half-size instrument. So,
Yeah.
you know, maybe 2 acoustics and 7 electrics, I think I've got currently.
All
I'm
right.
getting ready to give one away, I think, but you know,
Oh,
maybe
boy.
maybe 2.
Well, listen, you guys, the Soul Bliss show will be one of these days back out there on the stage. I'm looking forward to that day. God Almighty!
Aren't
Look
we
at your
both?
look at your crystal ball. What do you see us doing in another year or two? What do you think, LaShera? Where are we going to be?
We're gonna be on the stage, no doubt about it. I
Okay,
see us traveling all around town
there
somewhere.
you go. Take some of that. I'll take it all. How
Take it
about you,
all.
Chris? What's going to happen? What are we going to? What do we need
You
to
know,
do?
it's so hard to predict. I'm trying not to think too hard into the future because that gets me stressed out, probably. But I mean, I would love to think that in a year from now we'll be back to playing some gigs. You know, maybe we'll all be in Australia.
Hey, what time so I can be there?
Yeah, right.
Hey,
I could see us all, you know, doing a world tour and going to Australia and, you know, having some time there. And then
Yeah.
maybe we could hit Europe and then, you know, I'd just love to do some world traveling. So let's just say in a year, we'll all be like, you know, traveling it up and having a great time.
boom shakalaka! I love it.
No, you.
Maybe we'll make it to where this cathedral behind me. That's Budapest, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Budapest, not pest, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
no, Pest.
Correction.
And there are two towns, Buda and Pest.
Oh, I did
Yeah.
not know.
People think, oh, that's just one city. No, they're right across the river.
See, you learn something new every day.
There you go, babe. That's what it's all about, right here.
I bet you the people in Buda get annoyed by the people in Pest. I'll tell you that much.
So we've got
All
another
right,
two.
come on,
You guys,
lining them up. It's dad jokes, you know.
Keep it coming.
yeah, that reminds me. Next week, I think I'm going to wear a T-shirt that says "Dad Speak," and it's got all these different, you know, like BTW instead of by the or BWT. By the way, BTW. Yeah, it's big
BTW.
wheelchair.
Cool.
Something like that. Something like that. I don't know. Anyway,
I use that phrase with my kids all the time. I go OMBTW, and they're like, "Dad, that doesn't even make sense." You know, I don't need to make sense. What are you talking about?
No,
That's
you're
the
the
beauty
parent.
of it.
You're the parent. So what's the next song we're going to hear? You guys did Think. And I think we got time for one more, right?
We did Aretha's arrangement of "Love the One You're With," the great Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young. Although I don't want to say it wrong, I believe it's Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young that did that, right?
Well, it was Stephen Stills. He did that
Stephen
actually
Stills wrote it?
on his
Okay.
own, on his solo album. But of course, when he toured with them, they did that. Yeah. He wrote
Yeah,
it.
well,
Yeah.
Aretha did there's a version that we found that was in a live show from the Fillmore.
Mhm.
I forget what year. And, you know, it's got a great vibe. And if anybody knows LaShera, they know that she's all about love and spreading the good word to people.
Absolutely.
There you go. So
Amen. All right. Well, let's go to that track. I want to thank you guys for joining me.
Thank
And
you.
the music band, and hopefully we'll be getting out in another 6 months or so. Yeah. Here is Soul Bliss and Love the One You're With.
Tell me how came through. Can't remember who talking to. I'm tracing just
Oh, how about that, man? Whoa. Did they bring it. I mean, it's hard to hide that kind of vibrant energy. It's real. It's natural. It's coming from a good place. Thank you, LaShera Moore. Thank you, Christopher Forte, for taking our souls to the center of the universe. And I can honestly say I'm honored to be on the stage whenever I can share a stage with them, and because they bring such joy, not just to me, but to the audiences as well. And man, that was great. That was like a soul vaccination. All right, all I got to do now is get my COVID shot, and I'm set. Hey, join us and like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on the YouTube channel. Go to our website, www.soundtracksofageneration.com. And I'll join you here next week on the Music Bin with our Pink Floyd tribute dudes. Have a cigar. Wait till you hear and meet Dave Purdy, sax player, frontman, singer, and Dennis Costas, guitarist. Oh, yes. They're awfully good. So we'll see you here. Oh, and just remember what I always say. You got to remember what I always say, aren't you? Music heals. I'm doing my Vanna White. Okay, Kirk, you can hit the credits now. Boop, boop, ba, ba, ba.